Welcome to Paradise, Koh Phi Phi, Thailand. If you're planning a trip here in 2025, you've probably already seen the pictures of Maya Bay, turquoise lagoons, towering limestone cliffs, and stunning beaches. But what's the best way to experience it all? Should you go on a shared boat tour or spend a little more for a private Longtail boat? In this video, we're taking you through our full 2-day adventure doing both types of tours. We'll share what it's actually like, how much it costs, and what you need to know, especially if you're planning to visit Maya Bay, one of Thailand's most iconic spots. Let's dive in.
Hi.
Hello, good morning everyone. Time check. It's
6:20. 18.
and we're going on a boat tour today at 6:30. It's very early. We were up since 5:30. Yeah, because we're just too excited for this. Bye.
Bye.
Our day one started early, really early. We had to meet everyone at the pier by 6:30 a.m.
So we were the last one to arrive.
We arrived like 10 minutes early.
I know, everyone's here already, I think.
And to our surprise, everyone was already there. There's something magical about mornings in Koh Phi Phi. No music, no crowds. It felt like we were in a completely different place. Our first stop is Maya Bay, the beach that became world famous thanks to the movie The Beach. But visiting in 2025 is a little different than what you might expect. To get there, boats don't pull up directly to the beach. Instead, they dock at Loh Sama Bay just behind Maya Bay. We were actually among the first boats to arrive that morning. The gate opens at 7 a.m. and we got there about 15 minutes early. Once the gate opened, we walked along a short pathway, maybe a 3-minute walk, through a peaceful forested area. It's clean, quiet, and full of nature. When we finally reached the beach, it was stunning. The white sand and that iconic turquoise water look just like the photos. Even better in person. And because we were there so early, it felt calm and uncrowded. Even though you can't swim, just sitting there and taking it all in was something really special. Okay, here's what you need to know before visiting Maya Bay. There's a National Park fee. If you're not part of a tour, you'll need to pay 400 baht to enter. And your time is limited. Most shared tours only give you less than an hour, so make the most out of it. The earlier you go, the better. It's so much more peaceful without the crowds. And no swimming allowed. Maya Bay is now a protected area for coral regeneration. So you can walk on the sand and take photos, but no getting in the water. And yes, there are sharks here. We actually saw one. A cool reminder to respect the wildlife and stay cautious near the shore. Next up, we passed by Viking Cave, a dramatic rock formation carved right into the limestone cliffs. You can't go inside, but even just seeing it from the boat feels surreal. The cave is named after ancient paintings on the walls that look like Viking ships, though it's more likely they were drawn by local sailors or sea gypsies centuries ago. Still, floating there and looking up the hills, imagining the history and culture hidden inside was pretty fascinating. Right after passing the cave, we stopped for some snorkeling nearby, and this spot is known for the black-tip reef sharks. They're usually harmless to humans and tend to swim in the shallows here, especially in the early morning. The guides told us to keep an eye out, and we were really hoping to see one. Unfortunately, no shark sightings for us that day. But even without the sharks, the snorkeling was still amazing. Clear water, colorful corals, and tons of fish all around us. It's such a peaceful moment just drifting in the water surrounded by nature. Now, this was definitely one of the highlights of our entire tour, Pileh Lagoon. Just getting there was part of the magic. The boat ride itself was stunning. The water started turning this crystal clear blue as we approached, and the limestone cliffs around us just kept getting taller and more dramatic. You feel tiny in the best way, like nature is giving you a grand welcome. As the boat slows down to enter the lagoon, it feels like you're sneaking into a hidden world. The cliffs completely surrounded the bay, and the moment you glide in, everything just quiets down. We jumped in and floated around. The water was so calm and surprisingly warm. Next stop was Monkey Beach, and this one's a very famous spot because of the monkeys. But unfortunately, no monkeys showed up for us. Still, what a beach. The water here is clear and the sand is super soft, powdery white kind that feels amazing under your feet. You can totally see why it's one of the more popular spots on PP. Even without the monkeys, it's worth the stop. It's a great place to chill, swim, or just sit on the sand. Then we arrived at Bamboo Beach, and wow, this place is something else. It's one of the most famous beaches around PP, right up there with Maya Bay and Monkey Beach. People come here to swim and relax, not just from PP, but also on tours from Krabi and Phuket. It can get a bit crowded by midday, but it's absolutely worth this stop. The beach is long and wide, with soft white sand and shady spots under the trees to cool off. We even spotted the monitor lizard casually strolling along the beach. It looked like a little dinosaur doing its thing, totally unbothered, just roaming around like it owned the place. This is also where we had lunch, included in our shared tour. Sitting in the shade, eating with the view, it was a peaceful, much-needed break. Here's a pro tip. If you're looking for a great swimming spot, head to the north end of the beach. The water there is shallow, incredibly clean, and super calm, perfect for a relaxing dip. Even as more people started arriving later in the day, Bamboo Beach kept its chill. We wrapped up at Laulana Bay with one last snorkeling session. And honestly, it was the perfect way to end the tour. The water here was calm and clear, and we immediately saw schools of colorful fish swimming around us. There was also more coral compared to the other spots, which made the underwater views even more interesting. We took our time, just floating around and soaking in the moment. After a full day of exploring the beach hopping, being in the water felt so relaxing. It was beautiful and a perfect way to slow down before heading back to the pier. So the shared tour was a full day, about 8 hours, and cost us 900 baht per person, including lunch and snorkeling gear and unlimited water and coke on the boat. You get to see all the major PP highlights, including Maya Bay, Pileh Lagoon, Bamboo Beach, and Monkey Beach. On day 2, we wanted something different, something quieter, so we booked a private Longtail boat just for the two of us. We paid 2,500 baht for a 4-hour trip. Prices ranges from 1,000 to 3,500 baht, depending on how long you go and where you want to visit. Here. Good morning. Sorry. Our first goal, watching the sunrise from the ocean. The boat stopped right in the middle of the sea, and we just sat there, feeling the cool breeze as the sky slowly changed from deep blue and a warm orange glow rising over the horizon. It felt surreal out there. The sea was a bit wavy, and the wind added a bit of excitement to it all. No crowds, no noise, just us in the open sea. It wasn't calm in the usual sense, but there was still something really peaceful about it. After the sunrise, we didn't feel like rushing anywhere. The boat just glided along slowly, passing by these massive cliffs and untouched shorelines. The waves were steady and the wind was picking up a little. It gave the whole morning this cool, adventurous vibe. We just took it all in. The warm golden light, the view, and the feeling of being out there with no schedule. It honestly felt like we had our own little world for a bit. We ended up back at the Longtail Bay and it felt completely different from the day before. The light was softer and the water a bit calmer, and still not a single person around. We jumped in and right away we saw way more fish than last time. The water had a little movement, but nothing crazy, just enough to make it feel exciting. And having the whole bay to ourselves, that made it even better. This is a spot you don't want to miss. We were cruising past these massive limestone cliffs and our guide pointed out this little opening underneath. It was a carved out section where the waves were crashing through. Watching the waves roll in and splash against the rocks was kind of mesmerizing. The whole thing had this wild, raw energy. Then came Nui Beach, and honestly, this ended up being one of our favorite spots of our entire trip. We pulled up early, and to our surprise, there was no one there. Not a single boat. It felt like we had discovered our own private hideaway. The beach is tucked between dramatic limestone formations, and the water, unreal, calm, clear, and glowing in the morning light. We jumped in right away and just floated there, surrounded by silence. It's one of those rare moments where nature gives you a pause. You look around, and it's just cliffs, sea, and the sky. We swam, explored the beach, and just took our time. It felt like a secret place that very few people get to see this way. By the time we left, we felt like we'd had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Nui Beach wasn't just a stop, it was a highlight. After that, we headed back toward Monkey Beach. Yes, still hoping to finally see those monkeys. But they were still hiding. But even without them, this stop turned out to be one of the most beautiful parts of the day. This time, it was quiet, just a few people around and a couple of private Longtail boats anchored nearby. No crowds, no noise. The atmosphere felt calm and relaxed. The beach looked pristine and the water was so crystal clear you could see straight to the bottom. Every little detail, the ripples in the sand, tiny fish swimming in the shore, was visible without even getting in. We didn't rush here, we just took our time and just soaked in the moment. Even without monkeys, this beach has its own charm. It's funny how things work out. We came expecting monkey chaos and left with something better. A peaceful, quiet beach moment that felt almost personal. Sometimes the best parts of the trip aren't what you planned for. So a shared tour or a private boat? Here's our honest take. If you want to visit all the iconic places like Maya Bay, Pileh Lagoon, and Bamboo Beach, the shared tour is a great option. It's just 900 baht per person. It includes lunch and snorkeling gear. It's very social and it offers amazing value. The downside is that it follows a fixed schedule, so you get less time and flexibility at each stop. On the other hand, a private longtail boat ranging from 1,000 to 3,500 baht is perfect if you're looking for a slower, more intimate experience. You can start early, beat the crowds, and customize your itinerary. It costs more and it doesn't always include Maya Bay, but for couples, it's totally worth it. If you can do both, we 100% recommend it. That wraps up our full guide to Maya Bay and Koh Phi Phi boat tours in 2025. Whether you choose a shared tour or go private, you're in for an unforgettable experience. And with that, our Thailand travel series comes to an end. From the peaceful charm of Koh Noi to the dramatic cliffs and turquoise waters of Koh Phi Phi, this journey has been full of incredible moments we'll never forget. We hope these videos help you plan your own escape, whether chasing quiet beaches, island adventures, or something in between. If you've enjoyed the series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. We've got new travel guides coming from different corners of the world. And as always, leave a comment if you've done one of these tours, have any questions, or just want to share your own Thailand stories. Thanks for being part of the adventure, and we'll see you in the next destination.